Hello everybody, this is JD in my jacket here, looking nice and pretty and handsome in the store here. Now the reason I'm doing this video is I'm going to be showing you several things. One, JD from different views. First you got JD with this jacket on, and I mean this is about as dressed up as I can get. Notice no tie, no white shirt, just a turtleneck. I do have a white turtleneck. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of a strip tease, but don't worry, I don't go down any lower than to the yellow shirt underneath. Why am I doing this? Well, we're going to talk a little bit, and I want you to understand that there's no studio here around me. All my videos, I don't have the money that's needed to do the nice, pretty background setup videos. The ones that are written and gone over time and time again and then directed. No, I don't have that money. If I did, I would pay people, and then you would get these real nice videos that are sweet, very politically correct, very punctual. You know, me sitting up tall with a nice background behind me, maybe an American flag, some nice music, and all that stuff. I could put music in on these videos, but haven't figured out how to do that yet. And I got nobody to help. So, what is this video really about? Well, this video is to show you that this is JD. It may be crass. It may be rough. It may seem not sophisticated enough. My vocabulary is not meant to reach the rich and super well educated. My vocabulary that I use is for you, the people, for you to understand. For example, let's talk about this Israel-Hamas thing. You know, the UN is really condemning Israel for the people being killed. But I don't see them saying anything about the United States, England, and France for all the civilians in Europe, women and children that were killed during World War II. No, they blame Hitler, Mussolini, and of course the Emperor of Japan, or the Japanese, for all the atrocities of World War II. They're the ones that caused us to have to fight. Now, Hamas launching these rockets into Israel. My answer to the UN is this: war is hell. Believe me, war is hell. You people who never experienced have no idea. War is hell. And in peacetime, it's murder. So Israel's fighting a war right now that Hamas started. Now they're using, shields, this, that. This is the way it is. War is hell. It's never meant to be pretty. It's never meant to be nice. And it is very, very, very strongly meant to be evil. When you start making war nice and pretty and acceptable, you have war upon wars, which we almost have now. Oh, this is a war crime, that's a war. No, there is no war crimes in war. Unless the Israelites take the civilians hostage, put them in a camp, and start killing them, there is no war crimes. The people in Gaza have an option to stay where the fighting is or to leave. Now, if Hamas is forcing them to stay, that is Hamas committing war crimes. So that's the way JD sees what's going on there. Now, what about Obama's response to the plane crash, MT-17? I think it's perfect. What else should he do? Should he get up there and draw another line and rattle sabers and holler and yell at Russia about the Ukraine? Or should he show his displeasure and let our allies know it is their problem and we will support them, as he is doing? He showed his displeasure with Putin, but he knew it did not involve the Americans. And that's all he can do. Of course, telling us he has done that would be greatly helpful, so that you, the American people, know he is doing something. Now, what about Texas sending all the National Guard down to its borders? Obama don't like that because there could be some shooting and people will get killed. But that's the only way to secure the border. There's one of two ways. We can make the border from the coast of California to the Gulf Coast of Texas, a military base from end to end. That would secure the border because nobody can cross it then, us or anybody else. Or we could place our National Guard and have the state's responsibility to secure their border. Because the federal government refuses. Because you have these people like the Democrats who are crying about illegal aliens, yet doing nothing about it. And we have these Republicans who saying we got to do something about it, but they know that a lot of their business people are hiring illegal aliens. And you say, well, it's really, oh yes. I mean, look, last presidential candidate for the Republican Party had for 12 years an illegal alien working for him. He didn't know she was? Was he paying income tax on her? Was he paying Social Security on her? Was he paying Medicaid, Medicare on her? Unemployment? I doubt it. You see, there's a lot of things that are going on within our country that need to be fixed. Look at the voting. Look at how our voting is rigged against people like me. Even Ron Paul will tell you voting was rigged against him. Did he or did he not in the last election sue because he could not get on the ballot in some states, yet the Republicans and Democrats could? Even though they haven't chose their candidate yet. Did he not sue? Do you people not realize that we got to make your vote count? How many of you voted for me in 2008? Under just JD. I told you, just JD. Right in, just JD. But you can't find it. Why? Because somebody decided I'm not real. But I am. So all those votes disappeared. I say, oh, they went to Iran where votes disappear. I know where they are. The Federal Election Commission knows where they are. And they know there are real valid votes. But the political machines want to hide them for their own gains. They don't want you to know that Hike did so well. They don't want you to know that there's a possibility that JD can win in 2016. But neither here nor there. I think it's time to go down to my t-shirt now. I'm doing this so you can see who and what JD is. Are. Now I'm in my t-shirt. Yellow shirt. It's the outside t-shirt. There is an underneath t-shirt too. See? JD is just like you. There is no show. No dog and pony show. Just plain, simple truth. How many people argue build a wall, keep the illegal aliens out? Right. Waste more government money. It doesn't matter how high you build a wall, how thick you make the wall, and how long you make the wall. They will still find a way to come over as long as there are people hiring them. But we have laws about them, don't we? But no one enforces those laws. If the Arizona governor would enforce the laws in the state of Arizona so that anyone who hires an illegal alien goes to jail, they will stop hiring them. They want to make it tough, but they're doing it the wrong way. Don't throw them in jail. Let them go home. Even if they snuck into this country, let them walk out with respect. Don't throw them in jail. Throw the people who are hiring them in jail. They are the cause of the problem. But then when you look at these illegal aliens, make sure you're doing the right thing. Are they here because they're looking for work? Or are they here because they are afraid where they live? If we're going to doggone treat people coming into this country because they're fearful, because they're looking for jobs, and things like that, and children, like criminals, before we do that, take a look at ourselves, take a look at the Statue of Liberty, and tear it down. Because if we're going to treat illegal aliens like criminals, whether they're men, women, or children, then the Statue of Liberty has no meaning. It's just a pile of copper on an island that used to be a fort to protect the harbor of New York. There has to be a humane way to take care of this illegal alien problem. And we, as the American people, must find that. Now the federal government. Where in the world in the Constitution does it say that we, the American people, are the servants of the federal government? I look at here, I read this book about the Constitution, and I read about the Declaration of Independence. Nowhere does it say we are the servants. That we shall serve the federal government. The meaning of the Constitution is just the opposite. That the federal government is the servant of the people. And the Declaration of Independence declares it. So, why are you all allowing yourself to be slaves to the federal government? There's things that need to be fixed. And as long as you keep putting in political parties, don't expect anything to change. Our society calls it insane. Albert Einstein calls it an idiot. I call it just plain dumb. People who do the same thing over and over and over again. And expect change. Expect something different. But yet nothing ever changes. Actually, I'd have to kind of disagree. It is changing, but it's getting worse. It's not getting better. The government is expanding and expanding and growing and grabbing more and more of our freedoms and restricting us on how we shall live. There are cities now that tell you what you can and cannot eat when you go out to a restaurant, what you can and cannot order, what you can and cannot drink. It all started a long time ago. And look at how that one little step has gotten to the point where, for example, New York City says if you go into McDonald's, you can only order a certain size drink and no larger. And it all started with one little amendment added to the Constitution called Prohibition. They said you cannot drink alcohol. Oh, they had all the good meanings in the world with it. Because it didn't work. Now they say you cannot smoke marijuana. No, they have all the good meanings in the world with it, but half to 3/4 of them probably, I'm not saying they do, but probably use it themselves. Isn't it ironic that I will stand and starkly fight for the Second Amendment and for you people to have the freedom to choose whether or not you wish to grow marijuana, not grow marijuana, to choose whether or not you wish to, for recreational purpose, use marijuana. And the ironic truth about it is, I will defend to my death your right to own a gun, and I do not have a single gun. I don't own any guns. I don't need to. But I will defend your right to my death. Saying, I have never, ever smoked a joint, marijuana in a pipe or anything. I have smelt it. Part of my duty as a chief in the Navy was when I go through the barracks, if I smell it. And of course what they did is they put it in a box and they burn it and they let us smell what it smells like in the room. So that means, yes, I have inhaled it because I smelt it. And that makes Clinton a big liar, because if he's in a room where everybody else is smoking it, just because he touched his lips and then passed it on to somebody else, he's still inhaling it because the smoke is filled the room. But have I smoked it? I didn't even touch my lips with it. I have had it in my hand, I crumbled it up, and I threw it in a garbage can. That I have done. Both my friends, different friends who gave it to me, was not very happy with that. But it didn't interest me. I have my own personal addictions. As my wife, there's two of them. One of them adds to my waist, and the other one is stresses her out. But this is to let you know what type of man you're electing for president. An average, everyday American who sees a lot of things that are wrong and knows we can fix it and how to fix it. Obama ran into a real problem with his promises. See, if you go to my early YouTubes, you will see that I did YouTube videos, and then he said the same thing. The problem is he doesn't know what they're really about, where I do. I can do the job that's in those videos, because that's what I will do. I talk about many things. New World Order I talk about. There's no room in our government, our country, for these people. The UN, look at them. They can't even distinguish between an act of war and criminal activity. Israel is in a wartime situation. They are attacking those who attacked them. They have warned the civilians to leave. That's all they're responsible to do. War is hell. If you want to sit where a war is being fought, expect something to happen. Like I said, if you want to sleep with rattlesnakes, expect to be bitten. So people, yes, my videos are rough. And yes, my videos may be kind of crash. And yes, my videos may not use the most elegant language that I'm capable of. But that's because my videos are for you, the American people. And besides that, I don't have the money. If I had the money to make super production videos, I'd rather spend it going around talking to you one-on-one than sitting here and doing videos. I enjoy that much better. So people, when you say, your videos are rough, your videos are this, your videos are that, your vocabulary, you use very plain English, you understand, I do it for a purpose. One, I don't have the money to pay writers. Two, I don't have the money to pay to set up a stage. How many times I've told you out there, you want me to set up a panorama view of books or a nice scene or something behind me? Send it to me. I mean, you know my address. It's on my videos. 1546 Norcova, Norcova Avenue, Norfolk, Virginia, 23502. J.D. Creveau. Send it. I'll use it. But don't sit there and complain if you're not going to do nothing. Help me to help you. Because together we can really do it. And believe me, when I get into the White House, I will fix it so each and every one of your votes out there, of each and every American, that votes will be counted. Even if you put there for your candidate sky blue pink, it will count. And it will have meaning. Because if I see someone who writes a vote down as sky blue pink, I know he or she is not very happy with the way things are going with this country. And they refuse to vote for me. I don't care really about if you vote for the other guy or not, because if you vote for the other guy or not, you're still refusing to vote for me. And you're not happy with the job I'm doing. So, people, it's up to you. These videos are rough. I know that. These videos are coarse. I know that. They're not very fancy production, and I know the words I use are not of the elegance of the higher echelon of society. Even in the way that I say it, I have that vocabulary. Heck, with a father's name of Cecile Ellsworth and a grandfather's name of James Laurel, we think something out of that. But neither here nor there. So people, I'm going to end this video with, yes, my videos are rough. My videos are rough for two reasons. One, I wish to talk to you. And two, I can't afford to make them any better than that. I'm working on zero budget. Nothing. Zilch. So,
No.
I ask you for help. And that's where we go. You have a nice day. Hello. Come on in.